Hello, everyone. I am Kyrique Woods. I am a current second year doctoral student of Oriental medicine or Chinese medicine, and I'm also the founder of the Atlanta Walking Club, where we meet every Sunday in the heart of Atlanta, Pont City Market, where we are walking to build our health with one step at a time. But here today, I am just this guess this is the starting of me coming on this platform just to give gems of health and wellness because not only am I documenting my journey from to becoming Dr. Woods, but as I'm learning, I want to be able to give as much information as possible while I'm going through even my own studies. But I have an ample amount of information to give. So this is the start of it. And at the start, we have to learn how does one build or start their journey of health. And I want to kind of go into the whole mindset of what that is. But for me, my journey all started with food. It started from watching a documentary called What the Health, and it completely changed my mind on what I thought was even possible. I was somebody who struggled with severe eczema for all my life. And I was told by a doctor that this is something that I would have to deal with for the rest of my life. And I believed it. But once I learned a lot about food and how important food is to our overall health, it changed my life. But from building up that foundation or that pillar of health, which then created a sense of a new identity about myself, it has gotten me now here 10 years later doing what I'm doing, living how I'm living and looking how I'm looking. All right, so let's go ahead and get on to it. And I want to share my screen. All right, so here we go. This is all about foundation first, building health from the ground up. So, why foundation first? In conventional medicine, they love the sledgehammer effect of drugs and surgeries. I mean, they want results right here, right now, cut it out, whatever. But healing is a process. Healing is slow. Healing is a journey. Healing is gentle. It's not forceful. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not anti-drugs. I'm not anti-conventional medicine because it serves its purpose, but not in every situation. And without the foundation of health, you are nothing. It's like building. It's like trying to build a brick house with a foundation of straw. It won't stand. It won't stand. And we're in a society where we are looking for results in a quick manner, regardless of how it may affect our health in the long run. And that's very, very scary. But nothing will stick unless you build the foundation. All right. So here is the foundation first pyramid, and this is a ground up or a bottom up approach to health. Because for the most part, people are looking to do whatever they can to get to the outcomes and results as quick as possible and skip everything else. Because I want to tell you this right here, right now. Your health is based upon what you do day in and day out. That has more of an effect than anything else because you can do all the nutraceuticals, you can do all the herbs and everything else, but if the foundation is not solid, nothing else matters. Like this is the healing, this is the medicine. If none of this is in order, there's nothing. Like without help, you're nothing. But it all comes from what you do day in and day out. All right. So You see the bottom. This is the true foundation of health that many people really underestimate and don't put enough value into. And that is first by building the identity, the self trust, and the self belief in yourself. And this looks like this because this journey is more about personal development than anything else. Because I'll give you a quote by Myron Golden. He said, if you could learn how to believe how to do it, that's more important than learning how to do it. I'm going to break that down one more time. If you can learn how to believe how to do it, that's more important than learning how to do it. In this journey, it's not about, like I said, learning how to do it. It's about learning how to become the person that knows how to do it. Because once you become the person who knows that I am somebody who takes care of themselves, the rest is cake at that point. Because I know for many people, it may be tough transitioning your lifestyle in a way where you now have boundaries with yourself and your environment to build great health. But through that, it's this knowing of I am who I say I am. When you look in the mirror, you can look in the mirror with confidence, knowing that I am somebody who takes care of their health. But for many of us, we didn't grow up seeing these examples. We never seen ourselves even stepping into this light because we thought, that's too much. That ain't for me. I'm just here to live my life for a good time, not a long time. But when things hit the fan, you start feeling certain things like, whoa, hold up, this don't feel good. I don't want none of this. I want to live. Through that, you have to now build up that confidence and self reassurance for yourself to know that you can really continue or trek along this journey. Because through change, you have to know that, yes, I can change. And I'm willing to go through whatever to go through these changes. But by building that confidence and knowing, it all comes from starting with one habit. But before we go there, allow me to go into the pillars of wellness. These are the pillars of wellness. When I was interviewing cancer patients with my uncle on our podcast, A Wellness Joint, the one thing that I noticed that each cancer survivor, not survivor, but survivor experienced and noticed was that the three things that help these cancer patients was one, laughter, community, and lifestyle. Those were the three main drivers that helped them with their health. They didn't mention anything about the protocols and the nutraceuticals and the botanicals, which all help, and the chemo and all the other stuff. The main things they spoke highly of were those three things, and that was a really big eye opener for me because we overlook the power of your daily habits and how much of an effect that has on our health. And from seeing that, it really has me thinking in a totally different manner as a future doctor because before we talk anything about herbs or the type of drugs you're on or some type of procedure you want to get done, we are talking about this first off the rip. I'm going to ask about your hydration, your nutrition, your sleep, your movement, how you're thinking, how close are you with your family? Are you outside? Are you getting good sunlight? Are you getting fresh air? Because all these things play such a major, or they have such a major impact on our health that we don't even really realize it. We think that health comes from a bottle. No, this is real health. This is real health because I'm telling you, these things affect our energy and our hormones in so many ways that I can talk about this for hours. But before we get into that, we got to first work on building that self identity. And we're going to do that first by doing this. Well, actually, I'm going to get into that in a second. If we focus on building the identity, the self trust, the self belief, and then working on each pillar at one time, this is just a byproduct of doing the daily dues. We focus so much on the outcomes or the results that we're looking for, and we're willing to do things to sacrifice or to skip the line to get there, regardless if it harms us or not, instead of us focusing on actually changing our lifestyle that matches and creates the outcomes and results that we are looking for. Because you can't skip that. You cannot skip the daily dues and think that you're going to get the outcomes and the results that you are looking for. I promise you. But let's go ahead and get this started on what you can do to start your journey of wellness. So I want you to grab a sheet of paper and a pen or a pencil. And I want you to rate yourself out of each of these habits. Now, I know early on I showed you the entire list of the pillars of wellness. But before we get there, I know that we want to work on getting all the stuff together right here, right now. But let's work on one thing at a time. Let's work on the main things that people tend to struggle with as of right now in today's time. So I want you to rate your sleep out of 10. I want you to rate your nutrition out of 10, your hydration out of 10, how well you are managing stress in your day out of 10, your exercise out of 10, and your walking. I go and do that for really quick. And afterwards, I want you to come back and see what you scored the lowest in. Now, we have two choices. We got two choices. We can either start with the one thing that you have scored the lowest in, and we can work on building a system of wellness at improving that one habit. Or, like I always tell people, you know yourself more than anybody else. You know yourself more than any other doctor, any health coach, whoever, because you're the one who feels what you feel and you know what you can stick to. So, for instance, if you scored your lowest rating in sleep, but you and your heart really want to start getting better or more consistent at walking, start with the walking. So, we have two choices: go with either the lowest that you've rated in or the one thing or one habit in your heart that you know you want to start in, and start from there. In my journey, my starting point was watching that documentary, and literally the next day, I went to the calf because I watched it on a Thursday. So that Friday, we normally have fried fish Friday. And instead of getting fried fish, I got some baked catfish, green beans, and brown rice. That was literally how my journey started, because I normally ate fried foods all the time, didn't really eat vegetables like that. I had no thought. There were no thoughts when it came to my eating, because I love food and I want to eat anything and everything. But I said, you know what? Instead of me eating the fried foods, now allow me to start eating baked foods. And that's how my journey started. Now, 10 years later, people see the stuff that I'm eating. I eat nothing but whole foods for the meals that and I primarily cook at home. But for so many years of my life, I didn't do that. But it took me time to get there. But through that journey, it started from nutrition. It started with food for me. So once I got good with my nutrition, I got more confident. I started getting better with my hydration. After my hydration, I started getting more consistent with exercise. Once I started getting better at my exercise, I started getting much better at walking. Once I started getting more consistent with my walking, I'm paying more attention to my sleep, because now I know that when my sleep is off, my nutrition is off. When my sleep is off, my exercise or my energy throughout my day is off. So everything will trickle into each other. But you have to start with one thing. Start with that one thing and start as low as possible because this is all about learning how to crawl before you walk. And once you learn how to walk, we're going to go on a jog. When you start knowing how to go on a jog, you can then start sprinting. But you have to learn how to just crawl. And for me, crawling was instead of eating fried foods, I want to eat more baked foods. I want to eat more vegetables. And it started from there. And it grew. And now it is a night and day difference of the person who I was in 2016 and now. Two totally different people, two different mindsets. Because this journey is more so about personal development than anything else. It's not about the daily do's and the habits. It's all about how you see yourself. Because now I see myself in a much higher light and I set a new standard for myself that I don't play with. I'm somebody who has an attitude about their health. I am somebody who puts their health first before anything else because I know that if my health is not up to par and I'm not feeling well, nothing else will feel well. So my health must come first. But I didn't have this attitude about my health all my life. I used to eat anything and everything, and I didn't work out. I was just freelancing life. But I had some really bad health complications that woke me up. And not only that, I had examples of loved ones who lost their life to not knowing and to self-neglect. But from one choice and one habit, now look at me, a totally different person. And this all came from one task and one promise and sticking to that promise. Because through you being able to say, you know what, I'm going to focus on this for 2 weeks. And then once I get good with this after 2 weeks, I'm going to start doing this. For another example, for hydration, if you're someone who doesn't drink water at all, I just want you to drink 1 8-ounce glass of water as soon as you wake up. And that's it. And stick to that morning 8 ounce by 1 in that morning with that 8 ounce of water. And then after that, I want you to then have another 8 ounce glass of water an hour later after that 2 week period of that one singular 8 ounce glass of water and build from there. It may sound crazy, but I want you to first build the confidence in yourself to know that you can do this. And if you have any questions, drop it in the chat, send me a message. I'll respond because I'm here to help you in this journey because I know how challenging and tough it is. But from one task, one promise, you will get there. All right. So take this time to go through that list, see where you scored the lowest, or something that you know in your heart we want to start, and build a system as small as possible to help build the confidence that you need for yourself to know that this is a journey that I can embark upon and build. Because without health, you are nothing. And I know that a lot of us may have children or may want to have children, and it is our duty to be here for our loved ones. It is our duty to make sure that we are in our best health possible to share this life with the people that we love. Because that's really my main driver. I want to be here. I want to be here for my children and my grandchildren to show them the example of good health because I wish I had these examples growing up. So, since I didn't really have them growing up, now I'm here to show not only myself, but to others that this journey is possible. Because if I could do it, the overweight, self-hating Kyrie could do it, you damn sure can do it. And I promise you. But it all started with one task and one promise to where we are building a solid foundation of health. But you'll have a wonderful day. Like, comment, send something down there so I can check it out. And Have a wonderful day. Peace.